The story of the Macedonian Empire is a tale of ambition, conquest, and legacy. Nestled in the rugged north of Greece, the Macedonians were often seen as a rough-around-the-edges people by their southern neighbors. They hadn't yet achieved the same cultural sophistication as Athens or Sparta. Little did the ancient Greeks know this seemingly insignificant kingdom would soon rise to dominate not just Greece, but a vast swath of the known world. The Macedonians were a hardy people, accustomed to conflict and skilled in warfare. Their army was renowned for its ferocity and discipline. For centuries, they had honed their skills in battles against their neighbors. They were particularly adept at cavalry tactics, utilizing the fearsome companion cavalry to devastating effect. However, Macedonia's potential remained untapped until a visionary leader emerged. That leader was Philip II, a king who would transform Macedonia from a regional power into an unstoppable force. He inherited a kingdom ripe with potential, a kingdom on the cusp of greatness. Philip II possessed the ambition, the cunning, and the military genius to fully unleash the sleeping giant that was Macedonia. The ancient world would never be the same. Philip II ascended to the Macedonian throne in 359 BC. He was a shrewd strategist and a brilliant military mind. He modernized the army and centralized power. Philip revolutionized Macedonian warfare. He implemented military reforms and introduced new siege techniques. He developed the formidable companion cavalry. Through diplomacy and warfare, he united the Greek city-states. His crowning achievement was the Battle of Chaeronea in 338 BC. This victory cemented Macedonian hegemony over Greece. It paved the way for his son, Alexander the Great, to embark on his legendary campaigns. In 336 BC, at the young age of 20, Alexander the Great inherited his father's throne and his grand vision. Alexander was no ordinary ruler. Tutored by the great philosopher Aristotle, Alexander possessed a sharp intellect, a thirst for knowledge, and an unquenchable ambition that rivaled his father's. He would soon embark on a campaign of conquest that would dwarf even his father's wildest dreams. Alexander's first act as king was to consolidate his power in Greece. He ruthlessly crushed any rebellion against Macedonian rule. With Greece secure, Alexander set his sights eastward, towards the vast and wealthy Persian Empire. His goal was nothing short of conquering the entire known world. In 334 BC, Alexander led his army across the Hellespont into Asia Minor. This was the beginning of his legendary campaign against the Persian Empire, a campaign that would last for over a decade and take him across thousands of miles. Alexander's military genius was evident from the very beginning. He was a master tactician and a courageous leader who inspired his troops to feats of extraordinary valor. He led from the front, often charging into the thick of battle alongside his men. His first major victory against the Persians came at the Battle of the Granicus River in 334 BC. The Macedonian army, outnumbered but not outmatched, routed the Persian forces. This victory sent shockwaves through the Persian Empire. Alexander then marched south, liberating the Greek city-states of Ionia. He clashed with the Persian king Darius III at Issus in 333 BC. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander led his troops to victory. Darius fled the battlefield, leaving behind his family and treasury. Alexander continued eastward, conquering Tyre and Gaza before entering Egypt. He met Darius at the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. This was the decisive battle. Alexander's forces outmaneuvered and crushed the Persian army. Darius fled the field again. The Persian Empire, once mighty, was now in ruins. Section 5. The world at his feet, Alexander's empire at its zenith. With the Persian Empire conquered, Alexander turned his attention further east, pursuing Darius into Central Asia. He eventually caught up with Darius, only to find that the Persian king had been assassinated by his own men. Alexander, ever the pragmatist, had Darius buried with full honors and married his daughter Roxana, in a bid to solidify his hold on the former Persian Empire. Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. He pushed his army further eastward, crossing the Hindu Kush into India. He fought a series of bloody battles against Indian kings, most notably against King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes River in 326 BC. The Macedonians were victorious, but the battle was costly. Exhausted from years of campaigning and facing the prospect of further resistance, Alexander's troops, finally at their limit, refused to go any further. Reluctantly, Alexander agreed to turn back. His empire now stretched from Greece in the west to the Indus River in the east, encompassing a vast swath of territory and a multitude of cultures. He had achieved what no ruler before him had even dared to dream of. He had conquered most of the known world. Section 6. The sun sets on a King Alexander's untimely demise. In 323 BC, at the age of 32, and still in the prime of his life, Alexander the Great fell ill in Babylon. The exact nature of his illness remains a mystery. It might have been malaria, typhoid fever, or perhaps poisoning. Whatever the cause, Alexander's condition rapidly deteriorated. Surrounded by his generals, Alexander, the conqueror of the world, breathed his last. His death sent shockwaves through his vast empire. Alexander, despite his short reign, had left an indelible mark on the world. He was a visionary leader, a brilliant military strategist, and a charismatic figure who inspired both admiration and fear. His empire, though short-lived, marked a turning point in history, ushering in the Hellenistic Age, a period of intense cultural exchange between Greece and the East. However, Alexander's empire was a highly centralized state held together by the sheer force of his personality and his military genius. With him gone, the question of succession loomed large. Alexander had left no clear heir. His empire, lacking a strong central authority, was ripe for fragmentation. The stage was set for a power struggle that would determine the fate of Alexander's vast legacy. Section 7. A kingdom divided. The Wars of the Diadochi. Following Alexander's death, his generals, known as the Diadochi, meaning successors, vied for control of his vast empire. What followed was a period of intense conflict and intrigue known as the Wars of the Diadochi. These wars, lasting for decades, saw Alexander's empire carved up and fought over by his ambitious generals. Among the Diadochi, three emerged as the most powerful: Antigonus, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. Antigonus, based in Asia Minor, attempted to reunite Alexander's empire under his own rule. Ptolemy, based in Egypt, and Seleucus, based in Babylonia, resisted Antigonus's ambitions. The wars of the Diadochi were characterized by shifting alliances, betrayals, and bloody battles. By the end of the wars, in 275 BC, Alexander's empire had been permanently fragmented. Three major Hellenistic kingdoms emerged from the wreckage: the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt, the Seleucid Empire in the Near East, and the Antigonid kingdom in Macedonia and Greece. Though Alexander's dream of a unified world empire died with him, his legacy lived on through these Hellenistic kingdoms. They preserved and spread Greek language, culture, and philosophy throughout the Eastern Mediterranean and beyond. Section 8. The Legacy of Alexander's Empire, a Lasting Impact. Alexander's empire may have been short-lived, but its impact on history was profound and far-reaching. His conquest ushered in the Hellenistic Age, a period of unprecedented cultural exchange between Greece and the East that lasted for centuries. The Hellenistic Age saw the spread of Greek language, philosophy, art, and architecture throughout the Eastern Mediterranean. Alexandria in Egypt, founded by Alexander himself, became the greatest center of learning in the ancient world, home to the famed Library of Alexandria. Alexander's conquests also facilitated trade and commerce between East and West. The Silk Road, a network of trade routes connecting China to the Mediterranean, flourished during the Hellenistic Age, bringing wealth and new ideas to both East and West. Alexander's legacy extends beyond the Hellenistic Age. His military exploits have inspired generations of military strategists. His leadership and charisma have captivated historians and writers for centuries. His name has become synonymous with ambition, conquest, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Section 9. Conclusion. Echoes of Macedonia in the Modern World. The Macedonian Empire, though long gone, continues to resonate in the modern world. Alexander the Great remains one of the most recognizable figures in history, his name synonymous with ambition and military genius. His empire, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on the world, shaping the course of Western civilization. The Hellenistic Age, ushered in by Alexander's conquests, left an enduring legacy. The cultural exchange between Greece and the East during this period enriched both civilizations, leaving a lasting impact on art, architecture, philosophy, and science. The echoes of this cultural fusion can still be felt today. The story of the Macedonian Empire is a testament to the power of human ambition, the impact of a single individual, and the enduring legacy of cultural exchange. It is a story that continues to fascinate and inspire us today, reminding us of the interconnectedness of our world and the enduring power of the human spirit.